This and more next up on MCJ 126 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Oscar Alexander.
So when you stack that up on pallets like this, they can go for over $1,000. So that's why when we see things like hive theft and hive destruction, those losses can really sting.
Teamsters are setting up on corners around Fresno State's campus like this one, crying out for better wages. They're saying that the CSU is not holding up their end of the bargain when it comes to contractually agreed upon pay. And among those skilled workers crying out include electricians, plumbers, and painters. I know we're kind of cooling down into the 80s. You can see this clear sky behind me. But if you tune in at 4, I will be talking about how we're going to be dipping even lower into the 60s for our spring break next week with maybe even a little bit of chance of rains. And back here in the valley, a string of violence in Fresno is prompting Fresno police to take action. Fresno PD launched a violent crime suppression operation over the Easter weekend. The initiative comes after recent stabbings at places like River Park and Art Hop. President Trump is looking to reopen the notorious Alcatraz prison in San Francisco. He took to his Truth Social platform over the weekend to make the announcement about the now national park.
For over a century, jazz has been one of the most evolved genres of music.
It's striving for something new and striving for individuality within the music while being a caring and listening and nurturing and loving individual.
In Fresno, jazz events are funded by the city through Measure P. But at Fresno State, the jazz department has struggled to find funding for things like guest musicians.
See, we've had a ton of guest artists over the years, and unfortunately we had to cancel 20 this year because we weren't fortunate enough to receive any IRA funding.
IRA, or Instructionally Related Activities, is a fund built to enhance student learning by providing opportunities to pull them closer to their field of study. Things like guest speakers or guest musicians are included in this fund. For jazz studies, this cut in funding is a problem in a genre that already sees a growing age disparity. That jazz listeners actually tend to veer older, at least here in California. But here at Fresno State, students like the ones that practice in rooms like these are working here locally to bridge those gaps. Jamie Pierce and his friends started Jam House, a series of local jams working to present jazz in a way younger people can engage with.
The whole idea is that people come out and they just enjoy making music together on the spot.
5, 6, and for him, it's an ongoing mission.
I think jazz is really fleeting, especially right now. It's like something that I've noticed is that you really have to find a new way to invent jazz.
In the music department at Fresno State, Oscar Alexander, Fresno State Focus.
Fresno State is set to get hit by $19 million in budget cuts. They're part of Governor Newsom's budget plan that will cut $375 million from the California State University system. Fresno State University President Saul Jimenez Sandoval says the university is relying on almost $15 million in reserved funds to keep operating as we are into the next year.
Groups of protesters gathered around corners across Fresno State's campus to make their voices heard.
Shut it down! What do we want? Contract!
They belong to Teamsters Local 2010, the union that represents the CSU's skilled workers. They say the CSU has failed to honor 2025 contracts that promise raises.
CSU has broken its promises to its workers, broken its promises to its community, and we're trying to, strike and send a message that they need to change things.
If we don't get it, shut it down!
The Teamsters set up on corners around Fresno State's campus in a protest that lasted 4 days. And they set up on corners like the one right behind me. And among those crying out were painters, electricians, and plumbers. And while those demonstrations are over, the union says that they won't stop fighting until they've reached a fair deal with the CSU.
Like you should. What do we want? Contract!
The part that stung the most was when the presidents got their raises and then just threw us to the curb.
Like you should. You're no good.
Incredibly disrespectful, slap in the face to the workers who, come in every day and do that like essential work, like they literally keeping lights on.